Hey, you ready to install OS X on an external drive? Let's do it. First thing you're going to have to do is clear out your hard drive. I assume that you've already zeroed it, but now what we need to do is go back into Applications, into Utilities, and we need to open up Disk Utility. So, you come into Partition, and then we are going to do one partition. And I'm going to rename this real quick. So I've renamed my partition actually, but that's what the hard drive name is going to come up as. The next thing you need to do, if you're going to use it as a startup disk, is click on Options down here. It's going to open up this table. Normally, a regular drive is going to be an Apple partition map, but we need this GUID partition map. And that's in order to make it start up with an Intel-based Mac. And that's what your MacBook and my MacBook is. They're Intel-based. So go ahead and hit OK. And then we're going to apply it. And it's going to take a second. It's going to erase all the data, so beware of that. But it only takes a second for it to repartition this. It's only a 40 gig drive. And then you can see, there it is, on its toes. So that's the first step in order to set up. So I'm going to quit Disk Utility, I'm going to close out of Finder, and then I'm going to launch my installer. So what's going to happen here is it's going to restart the disk. I'm sorry, it's going to restart the computer from the DVD. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and it's going to do that. So, see you in a minute. Okay, so now the installer's loaded up. All we have to do is just kind of, whatever it wants, let it do it. Continue. We agree. Then we need to select destination, and here is traditionally you'd select your hard drive that's internal, but we're installing to the external, so we're going to choose on its toes. You can see it's an external FireWire, and it's going to take a whole bunch of space. So another thing I want to point out right before I do this is if you come into Utilities, you also have some different things here, such as Disk Utility. So you could come in here with the installer CD or DVD and run Disk Utility from there and reformat partition. So it's kind of, I don't know, I guess it kind of saves you half a step if you do it this way. But we don't need any of that, so we're going to go ahead and hit Continue. And it's going to go ahead and do it. Let's check out Customize. Here's where you can actually save a fair amount of space. I don't have a Brother, I do have a Canon, I do have an HP, but all this other stuff I'm going to take off. Additional fonts I don't really need because I think they're all, yeah, Punjabi. I don't need Punjabi fonts. And the language translations I'm going to dump too because this is my external runaround drive. So I just saved 3 gigs of space by turning off those few things. And X11, oh, for Unix that you should leave. You may on occasion need that. So it's custom install. We're going to go ahead and install. But it's going to take a while to write all 11 gigs of that stuff, so we'll be back. So it's finished most of its installation. It took, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. And so now you just have to go ahead and finish the installation. I'm in the United States. For this, I'm not going to transfer any information. You could if you wanted to, but just go ahead and finish your setup and we'll go from there. So just load it up. There's a few things you need to do right away. The first, do all the software updates. Just do them right away, get them done with. It's going to take a while for them all to download because there will probably be a trillion of them. So go ahead and do that and install them. Once that's done, if you come into System Preferences, this is where you are going to set up your startup disk. If you come down here on the bottom to System, you can choose your startup disk. This is how you're going to be able to go back and forth. This is the new one that we just installed, and this is the old one over here. So if I want to go back to my original laptop settings with the hard drive that's in the laptop, I select this one and then I click restart. Otherwise, I can do this. I can restart from the DVD too if I want, but this is what we want to work with. So that's how you do that. So right now what you're seeing, this is actually all running off of this little external drive. Pretty cool, huh? That's how to install an operating system on an external drive.